Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem El Shai Bashem Rakakwadash. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, Everyone is Starting to Know that Gog and the Carmanians work together. Now, if you don't know what the Carmanians, who the Carmanians are, or what the Carmanian is, I'm not going to explain it in this video. Maybe somebody can explain it in the chat or the comment section of this video, and what Gog means. You know, with this attack on the sovereignty of Iran and the retaliation from Iran, and then a retaliation from Israel. That's a war. That's a war. With that attack hitting the Iran consulate in Syria, just like you hit Iran itself, because you had civilians in the consulate. And if you know what a consulate is, I used to work at a job that dealt with all the consulates out of Manhattan. And if you go to Manhattan, I would say every country has a consulate if they're doing business with the U.S. But so that was a declaration of war from Israel, and the response was the fact that Iran attacked back as a response to it. So that's war. They're already at war. So forget about war against Hamas or the Palestinians. That's a proxy war. And so Iran is involved, and other nations are going to get other Arab nations are going to get involved. But the big brother is going to be, Gog. So, people know it. Okay, this individual, I subscribe to him, Full Spectrum Survival. He makes good videos. I didn't watch the whole video, but I caught it right about at this mark here, right about here. So he makes a statement. Now, I don't know if he equates it to the scriptures. You have, what's this individual? I believe it's Glenn Scott, if I'm not, Scott. He's a Marine. He's always on the Redacted show. And McGregor. Damn, how can I forget his name? I'm always watching him. Give me a second. Scott Ritter just came back. Scott Ritter. He was a Marine and former inspector during that period of the U.S. accusing Iraq of storing missiles. So he's pretty much an expert, and he's mostly on the Redacted and some other shows, and he speaks pretty much what this individual is speaking right here. But they don't go into the scriptures. See, we have the scriptural take on it, and we can tell you exactly what's going on. We can identify the different countries, the states, through the scriptures under different names. That's why I said Carmanians. And I said Gog. That's code right there. Edom, code E, code. So they need to really come and see us. The U.S. government really needs to come and see us so they can get the truth. And we'll tell them the truth. We say, ultimately, the Jays are going to lead you into, and which Biden made it clear, crystal clear, he doesn't want to involve, he said it. We don't want to involve ourselves in that conflict over there. Because he knows, when you go back to Russia invading Ukraine, which Ukraine was formerly part of the Soviet Union, the reporter asked him, are we going to, send troops over to Ukraine to fight against Russia? And Biden, woke up out of his zombie-like stupor, and he said, "Oh no, because that would be World War III." So he has enough sense to know that, and what's going to happen with World War III? It's going to be it's going to be fought with missiles. Intercontinental ballistic missiles. That's a tongue twister to me. So they know that, and guaranteed they're watching us. If the ADL and the Southern Poverty Law Center got us on their list, they look at the prophetic parts of this. Now we should be more prophetic than anything else, because we're at the end of this thing. We're definitely at the door. So I'm gonna let you listen. I'm not gonna be too long with this, and I'm gonna give you a couple of precepts. Okay, so let me mute this. They said there's going to be no quick fix. They've already put the Band-Aid. Matter of fact, let me come back a little bit. Of the other court-ordered take back space. Maybe that's some other word. What the hell happened? Right now, what happens when they're stressed long enough that if the U.S. government or the Western world doesn't come in and ball them out, you have another lemon event. Maybe he said something else. You have another 2007 through 2011 crisis. This time there's going to be no quick fix. And he's talking about the economy. They already put the Band-Aid on. When it gets ripped off, the break in the dam becomes a full out failure. Now we do have this goddamn commercial. Come on now. Uh-oh. Let me bring this back. Ripped off the dam becomes a full out failure. Now we do have leaders of a lot of the world warning that Iran, he says, leaders of a lot of the world warning that Iran and Russia are working together. Iran and Russia are working together. And Iran and Russia are working together because of the sanctions against Iran and Russia. So they're doing deals among themselves. That's Ezekiel chapter 38 right there. Now on the geopolitical world side, geopolitical means politics, world politics, earth politics, and they will attack. Ooh-wee. And this is this individual saying it. He didn't quote any scriptures, but we filter whatever they say through the scriptures. What he just said, we can go right to the scriptures, Revelation 20 and 8, Ezekiel chapter 38. So it's on and popping right now on the geopolitical side, and they will attack Israel and Israeli assets around. Ooh, they don't got to necessarily attack the land. They can attack the, the embassies, consulates, and then you got, the word terrorism. You don't have a what do you call it? You have what's called an asymmetrical war. I think the word is. Let me look that up. An asymmetrical war. Bear me for a minute. Okay. Asymmetrical warfare or asymmetric engagement is a type of war between belligerents whose relative military power, strategy, or tactics differ significantly. Let me do a little bit more reading. Asymmetric warfare is a type of war between belligerents whose relative military power, strategy, or tactics differ significantly. This type of warfare often, but not necessarily, involves insurgents or resistance movements, militias, who may have the status of unlawful combatants against sending an army. Now that the movie came out, Civil War, that's what that's all about. When you got the civilians taking up arms and fighting in this war. And we look at Merriam-Webster, a challenge in the United States in conventional combat is an invitation to disaster combat operations, emphatically demonstrate that when Iraq's armies defining asymmetrical warfare following the teachings of Sun Tzu, which he wrote a book called Sun Tzu, The Art of War. All warfare is asymmetric because one exploits an enemy's strength while attacking its weaknesses. Because one exploits an enemy's strength while attacking his weaknesses. And this is what he did to Gad in this country. They would when the men would go out to war, they would come and kill the women and the babies. It's asymmetrical war. It's a war based upon deception. So let me come back over here. And let me pull this back a little bit. leaders of the world warning that Iran and Russia are working together, the allies, right now on the geopolitical world stage side, and they will attack Israel and Israeli assets around the world. That's your asymmetrical warfare. They said they don't got to attack Israel, or Israel doesn't have to attack Iran, but they did attack was a consulate. That's asymmetrical warfare. We'll hit the civilians to get at you guys. Have the civilians come against the government. Iran's actions threaten the entire region. This is coming to you from Zelensky's That's Right. He wants the same assurance that Israel got, but he's not going to get them. They want the United States military to be over Ukraine right now, shooting down any Russian missiles. Right, because the thing was, when what's that called? Iron Dome supposedly shot down all those missiles that were shot by Iran. So Zelensky's saying, well, wait a minute, why don't you do that over here? Why don't you bring that Iron Dome over here to Ukraine so you can shoot them Russian missiles down? So they backing Ukraine, but they're not backing Ukraine. And people are watching this, man. Defense system, we are giving them all of your tax money. It was April 15th recently. Did you claim Zelensky on your tax? Right, because the money that he's getting, how many, what is it, 300 billion? I lost count. It's clearly over 200 billion within the last, 2 years? So he's saying, that should be a tax write-off because it's coming out of your pocket, America. I don't know if they allow that. Give me a second. No. I don't know if they're allowing that or not, but they should, because that's where your money's going. So Zelensky says, just as Russia's action threatened a larger conflict, the obvious collaboration between these regimes is spreading terror, which is asymmetrical warfare. And aren't the Arabs known for their terrorism? So they don't got to fight you on the field of battle. Terror, they must face a resolute and united response from the world. Ukraine condemns the recent Iran attack on Israel using different drones and missiles, and basically saying we need America to step up now. If they want America, they want them to send troops and the Iron Dome and all that other good stuff. This is how they can't. Hey, Michael Corleone, the Godfather series, I believe it was Godfather 3, if I'm not mistaken. It was this guy, Al Pacino, played Michael Corleone, and when he was up in age, he said, just when I thought I was out, they bring me back in. Well, that's what this is. That's what this is. But see, they're always going to bring you back in because your origins is mafioso. Rape, rob, murder, kill, extort people, and then you're going to live this perfect life like legitimate people. No, your riches, the fact that you're that rich, And that was a good movie. You know, I don't know if I got it. I think I got part 1 and 2. I don't know if I got 3, but I should get 3. We should get together with the brothers and watch it, because in that movie, I'll get back to the main thing. In that movie about the Corleones, part 3, they said, it wasn't no good. It was different spirit from the 1 and 2. Yes, it was. But they were dealing on a world stage. They were dealing globally. They wasn't dealing with millions. They were dealing with billions and trillions. And that the Corleone family supposed to represent, they're portraying not the Rothschilds, but the Borgias, which came back as the Rothschilds. Same people. Reincarnation. So it says America to step up. Now, in yesterday's video, we talked about how military strategies are saying America is no longer the fighting force, the deterrent force. So they're saying, what it's saying is America's weak, America's afraid to get in thing, America's a punk, they're playing it safe. That's what Zelensky's saying. That's what the world's saying. And the world sees all this. That it once was, when you see a U.S. dollar start to take a hit or become so untouchable that other countries start to fail because of it, because there's 2 ways that this can go. The U.S. dollar can start to be threatened. Right, because you have the BRICS, you have Iran and Russia. They're doing, and what is it? Russia is part of BRICS. I believe Iran, is Iran part of BRICS? I believe Iran is a part of BRICS. Give me a second. Let me just fact check it. Let me fact check it. A list of the BRICS nations. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. BRICS. Okay, so it said BRICS is an intergovernmental organization comprising Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Egypt. So these are other nations that have, joined in. Ethiopia, Iran, the Persians, the Carmanians, and the United Arab Emirates. Wow. Which countries want to join BRICS 2024? Egypt, Ethiopia is 2024, so they're part of it, right? Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and United Arab Emirates were invited to become members, which effect from January 1st, 2024. So as of January 1st, 2024, which is a few months ago, January, February, March. We were talking about 2.5 months ago. And the Arab Emirates, they have money and resources. Iran has resources, excuse me. China, major country. Over 1 billion people in China. You only have 300, if that, 350 million U.S. citizen Americans. But you have triple that in China. So that's what this individual was saying. Let me bring this back. Okay, so untouchable that other countries start to fail because of it Because if the U.S. catches a cold, everybody catches a bad flu or the C. ragamuffin. Let's just say it that way. And everything, everything that goes on around the world is based upon what's happening in America. You see the gold, right? The gold is starting to shoot up, and I said that. I told you ask some brothers from New York. Oh, it just went up another dollar. It was about 5 minutes ago. It was 409. Look at that. 2,400. It'll hit 500. I don't want to give you what I really think the dollar should be worth. I'm not going to give you that. Let's just say, matter of fact, let me do this. Give me a second here. Let me go back. Okay, this is 1 day, 5 days, 1 month, 6 months, year to date, 1 year. So let's go back 1 year ago. If you look, 1 year ago, you got April 17, 2023, 2007. Went from 2007 in 1 year and went up $400 in 1 year. Remember, I told you all about the silver and the gold. So and then you have countries buying gold, China, Russia, because they know that that's real money. Start to fail because of because there's two ways that this can go. The U.S. dollar can start to be threatened. Right, it is being threatened by the BRICS nations, and it can start to drop. We're already starting to see the purchasing power of it completely reduced. Gold is hitting record highs, and I showed you that. I just showed you that. Now, let me come back to the gold. Now, when I first came over here, it was 2,410. It dropped $4, which is no big deal. The time to buy was a year ago. Okay? This is, by the way, if you ever buy gold or silver, that's the spot price. If you go to a gold dealer and you say you want to buy some gold, the first thing you ask them, you say, what's the spot price on gold right now? And for that matter, silver. And then they'll say, this guy knows. That's all you got to do. You ask them that, what's the spot price on gold and silver right about now? Then they'll say 2,400. I said, you say, what's your price above the spot? Your price above the spot is, he's going to sell you the gold for $2,407.50, but he's got to get his fee for it. I don't know, it might be another $50, $40, whatever the case may be. And if you buy gold and you say you want to trade the gold in to a dealer, you make sure you know the spot. Say, what's the spot? He said, I got three gold eagles. Yeah, what can you give it to me above the spot? And they ain't gonna give you. They said, I can give you 2,407. Nope, they're gonna give you 2,407 plus they're gonna give you whatever they decide to give you. You can go to one guy, you can go to the guy across the street to give you a better price. All right? Gold and silver is not that difficult to understand. Okay, record high silver, it is hitting good highs. When it gets down there, other countries will prop something up, or if the U.S. does something, if the Western world does something that props the U.S. dollar up even higher and and then other countries start to another freaking commercial. Wait a minute. Falter, that's when they'll act. That's when they'll act. We should look at how the normies, I don't know what that means, are making it through the Russian Ukraine, making it the Russian-Ukraine conflict. Say one researcher, if the movie Civil War or any of the predictions inside the U.S. government are anywhere near the truth of things, we are in for a rocky, bumpy ride in 2024, and we ourselves, Americans, could be living life in and out of secure locations. Now they say that Russia's war has left two choices for those in Ukraine: adapt to new realities or get out. Ukraine has get out. Ukraine has chosen to continue developing and gone underground. Many people have to protect the future. Press release says that in the underground shelters of one regional clinic, a scaled down perinatal unit, I guess it's parental unit, has begun to operate. It spans 700 square meters. It includes delivery rooms, right, okay, for babies, parental, operating rooms, intensive care units, everything to bring life newly into the world. So you can watch the rest of this, but he's talking. He's saying a whole lot. So I suggested you subscribe to this guy, Full Spectrum Individuals, Full Spectrum Survival. You got Canadian Prepper, you got the Angry Prepper, got all these prepper type dudes and others. I can't think of all of them. You got the Donut Factory, bringing you all the Illuminati news. So anyway, let me land this plane. Let me see, where am I? Let me come over here. $2,406. Let's refresh it. It went up at $2. Okay. So now let's go. By the way, Ezekiel 38 and Revelation 20, it's both referring to the same event. It's not going to happen 1,000 years from now when we're in the kingdom that Gog is going to get together and come against us. That's not going to happen. Bishop Nathaniel tried to be Slick Willie and did a class on that, and we chopped that thing down. Hell, we're going to be in the kingdom for 1,000 years, and then the Gog and Magog. First of all, it's not Gog and Magog. Gog and Magog. When it says Gog, Magog, or God and Magog, it's saying Gog from Gog, or from the land of Gog. So now let's read this. Revelation 20, verse 8 on down. It says the same thing in different words in Ezekiel chapter 38. And that's going to only happen once. So let's read that. I got an NLT this time. And I'm going to get ready to close. And will go out to deceive the nations. When did that happen? During the time of Christopher Columbus, Torquemada, the Inquisition, the Spanish Inquisition, the Moors being sacked. What is it? I mentioned Christopher Columbus, Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand. The two kingdoms that were brought together, correct me if I'm wrong, is Aragon and Castile, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody correct me. It says he will go out to deceive the nations. When did they go out to deceive the nations? Christopher Columbus coming over to this other side of the world, deceiving the Israelites over there. Them Indians, Negroids and Indians, and North, Central, and South America, Canada, the U.S., Central America, South America, those are all Israelites. That's what they counted, Israelites. That's why he had he had interpreters. He had a key interpreter. What was his name? Damn. Give me a second. Del Torres. He was able to speak fluent Hebrew, Latin, Arabic, which is Hebrew. I think he spoke 5 languages fluently. So what language did he have to use to talk to them people? Hebrew. He was speaking Hebrew. It says, look at the Les Lunes. Les Lunes, what is it? The Decalogue, which means 10 laws. Deca meaning 10 and log meaning writings or laws. Los Lunes. So that show you that these people that were here are Israelites. And it was in ancient Paleo-Hebrew. He will go out to deceive the nations, which he did that 500 years ago. So it's at the end of him deceiving the nations. People are waking up to him. And especially waking up to the Jays. Called Gog and Magog. Now that word Gog and Magog means Gog from Gog, meaning Gog from the land of Gog. In every corner of the earth, he will gather them together for battle, a mighty army as numberless as sand along the seashore. And I saw them as they went up on the broad plain of the earth. Now that's 2 things. That's the land of Israel, and it's also talking about the people of Israel. And surrounded the Most High's people and the beloved city. The beloved city is Palestine, but it's also the people of Israel. We're as a people before as a place. But fire, missiles from who? God, from heaven, came down on the attacking armies and consumed them. Then the devil, which is a physical devil, who had deceived them, was thrown into the fiery lake of burning sulfur. That has nothing to do, stop listening to Bishop Nate with his fairy tales. Has nothing to do with some eternal hell that your spirit burns in. It's talking about the Babylon the Great, joining the beast and the false prophet. There they will be tormented, and day and night, forever and ever. That's talking about slavery. It's not talking about burning. And this is the judgment of the Most High. He's going to judge these people. He's going to pronounce sentence against these people. So when you read this and you go to Ezekiel, matter of fact, let me do this. Give me a second. This is Cambridge. Now look what they say. They're gonna give you all this word salad. Oh, by the way, check this out. The possibility that they may prove as dangerous to the fabric of the modern civilization as the barbarians or Scythia. Scythia are Israelites. The founders of, and I said this before, the founders of Russia are the Scythians. I'm going to show you that the Scythians are spoken of in the Bible. Scythian. Come on now. I'll go to the King James. If you do a word search on Scythians, Paul encountered the Scythians. So a lot of those Russians that you think are white boys and so forth, or Chechenians, they got the beards and all that. A lot of them look Latin. A lot of them are actually Israelites, and it's not going to come up. It's not going to come up. The blue letter been acting up today. So let me see here. Let me do this. Where am I? The Scythians, the people of Scythia, are Israelites, the originals. So who founded Russia in 865? Israelites. Now it says Gog and Magog, right? We're reading from Revelation 28 commentary. What did they mention? Gog and Magog. See Ezekiel 38, 39, a prophecy which may, for aught we know, have had some nearly contemporary fulfillment, Jewish tradition. See, they know it's talking about now. They know it's getting ready to happen. They're saying right here that Muscovy is Meshach. Russia is the Rush, which means heads. And it's Hebrew. They spoke Hebrew. The founders of Russia spoke Hebrew. Mentioned Revelation 16 and 14. Revelation 17. Now, they know, these scholars know that Revelation, the book of Revelation, most of the book is yet to come to pass. So they know that Gog and Magog is not talking about something that happened already. And they're scared to death. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next one.